Now we're going to look at another topic in plane geometry, and here we're going to be focusing on the area of trapezoids. For those who are British learners, it's going to be the same as a trapezium. Now, how we're going to go about this, we're going to understand trapezoids, we're going to look at the formula for the area of trapezoids, and then we're going to look at how to solve some examples for area of trapezoids. We're going to look at some where we need to find the area. We're also going to look at others where we're given the area and we need to find one or more missing sides. So let's go ahead and get started with this. A trapezoid is a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral just means a four-sided figure with only one pair of parallel sides. So you can see from the example here, this side right here and this side are parallel. Also here, this side and this side are parallel. A trapezoid is also called a trapezium in the British-based system. So that's what we want. That's really what the trapezoid is, or the trapezium, whichever one you prefer to call it. They're the same thing. So the trapezoid has only one set or one pair of parallel sides. Here we denote them as B1 and B2. And so the area of the trapezoid is going to be 1/2 the sum of the parallel sides B1 plus B2, and then we multiply it by the height. Now, if you want to get adventurous, another way to look at this also is you can break this up into composite. You can treat it like composite shapes. So let me actually spend some time trying to show you how to do that. So what you have here is you have, because we're using this is what we call a regular trapezoid, which means that these two sides are equal. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to break this up into different shapes. So we have two triangles and a rectangle. So let's look at the rectangle. The rectangle is going to be length multiplied by width. So the rectangle here is B1 multiplied by height. And now we have the triangles. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So now we need to find the base here. The base here in this case is going to be B2 minus B1 divided by 2. Because this from here to here is going to be equal to the same as from here to here. So B2 minus B1, that's going to give you the sum of this base of the triangles, and then you divide that by 2. So now let's go ahead and do this. 1/2 base times height is going to give us, and because we have two triangles that are, we call them, they're similar triangles. So let's look at the area of the triangle. Is going to be triangle area is going to be 1/2. Our base is B1 minus B2 over 2. Actually, that is not right. That is B2 minus B1. Let's erase that. So it's B2 minus B1. B2 minus B1 over 2, and then we multiply it by height. But we have two of them, so we also multiply by 2. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to cross out the 2 here. So this is going to give me 1/2 B2 minus B1 multiplied by height. Now, what are we going to do next? We're going to add this area and this area together. This area right here and this area, we're going to add them together. So we have 1/2 B2H minus 1/2 B1H plus 1/2 B1H. Sorry, that's an H here. So this is actually B1 right here. So 1/2 B2H, so this is minus 1/2 B1H plus, this is an error, it's B1H. Let's correct it. B1H. So this is going to give us 1/2 B2H. This is minus 1/2 B1H plus B1H is going to give us plus 1/2 B1H. So when we factor, we have 1/2 H, and that's going to give me B1 plus B2. So for the sake of the trapezoid, what we actually have for the formula, which is widely accepted, is 1/2 B1 plus B2H. So now let's use this to solve some examples together. What is the area of a trapezoid in the figure below? So I'm going to label this B1, I'm going to label this B2, label this H. So the area is 1/2 multiplied by B1 plus B2 multiplied by height. So this is 1/2 B1 is 12 plus 22 multiplied by height, which is 6. So I can go this way. 1/2, 12 plus 22 is 34 multiplied by 6. So we have 1/2 and 6, that's 3. So 34 multiplied by 3, which is going to give us 102. Next example, what is the height of the trapezoid in the figure below if the area is 96? So I always suggest to students that you want to always start your math problems with your formula. State out your formula so it's easy to find what's missing, and it's easy to find the areas that you need to focus on as you're working through the problems. So the area is 1/2 B1 plus B2 multiplied by H. Here is our B1, here's our B2, and we have our H missing. So the area is 96 is equal to 1/2 B1 is 9 and B2 is 15, and we're looking for the height. So what I can do here is I can multiply both sides by 2. That's an option, but let's not do that. So 96 is 1/2. 9 plus 15 is 24. And the only reason why I did not do that is because I knew I was going to get an even sum here multiplied by H. So 96 is half of 24 is 12 multiplied by H. We divide both sides by 12. So your height is equal to 8. The other way I was looking at, if this did not give me an even sum, what I was going to do is, let me use a different color. What I was going to do there is say 96 multiplied by 2 equal to 1/2 9 plus 15 H multiplied by 2. So therefore 192 is equal to 24H. And so you divide both sides by 24 and you get 8 equal to H. So you end up at the same spot. So what is the length of the unknown parallel side of the trapezoid in the figure below if the area of the trapezoid is 120? Okay. Best practice, as I said earlier, Let's start with what we know. We know the area is 1/2 B1 plus B2 multiplied by H. Our area here is 120. We have B1, we're missing B2, we have the height. So it's going to give us 1/2. B1 is 13 plus X multiplied by 8. So let's go ahead and simplify this. So 120 equal to 4 multiplied by 13 plus X. So now we can divide both sides by 4. So 30 is equal to 13 plus X. And now subtract 13 from both sides. And you find that X equal to 17.